we're going to do something special tonight, and it includes Spam. This is 25% less sodium Spam, which is still 10,000 times the recommended dosage of sodium per day. But just wait till you see what I have in store here. So we've started with some minced Spam, and those are pretty small pieces. I don't know if you can see. I'm obviously cooking it in a cast iron skillet, but they're, I don't know, less than 1/4 of an inch in size. So we're going to let them do their thing here for a minute, and we will come back to that. It's getting pretty warm, but that's basically what you want. That stuff is starting to shrink up. It needs to cook on a couple more sides on a few of those pieces, but it's getting close. Well, you can probably tell how much time has passed from the Van Halen song in the background. Maybe. It's getting close, though. And I just heard the railroad scanner go off. I wonder if they're might be moving that... might be moving the Rio Grande stuff out of there. I'm going to have to go check here real quick. I can't hear what they're saying. Here we are with the Spam. I'm going to put that on a nice little paper towel over here to cool down and do its thing. But that's what we're looking for out of the Spam. It's my pinky nail. So those are pretty small pieces. So now I'm going to make a bratwurst. And this one's from White Feather Meats, and that is in Creston, Ohio. Check out the beardedbutchers.com. I am not a paid sponsor yet, but maybe I will be. White Feather Meats in Creston, Bearded Butchers, they have awesome stuff. I had the other side of that bratwurst package for lunch today, but this one's going to be a little bit special, and we're going to put it on the oven. Well, not the oven, cast iron. And then we're going to make it with cast iron. And we're going to do it low and kind of slow. Now, the one thing I have learned from making bratwurst from there is they must not put as much fat in them as like Johnsonville does. So you can definitely overdo these things, and they get dry and kind of crumbly if you've overdone them. But this one, I'm going to turn the heat down to low. It's still coming off the high setting from cooking the Spam over here. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of that skillet. I'm going to throw the cap on it and just kind of let it cook and steam and do its thing here. So hold on one second. So this is definitely off the heat, but I'm going to put a little water in here. All right, that's less hot than I thought it was. And then I'm going to put the lid on it. And then I'm not going to leave that on low. I'm going to do it to like probably like 2.5. So low medium basically is what you want. And I'm going to come back here in about 5 minutes. Going to revisit this here, and this lid is hot. Oh yeah. I just need to rotate it. Maybe put a little more water in it. Yeah, that's doing good. We can crank it up at the end. You definitely don't want to cook these brats like you do like a Johnsonville brat. They will just dry out and not be good. So you kind of gotta low and slow them and baby them. So. Woo! So I might as well spoil it here. So I'm going to take this bratwurst, and that thing's pretty well done. I'm going to take the bratwurst, and I'm going to put it on a bun, and then I'm going to put a little bit of pulled pork down, and then I'm going to top it off with some Spam and some Cleveland's Burtman mustard. So let's wait to see what that looks like. I just put a little water in here. I'm going to drop the bun in and kind of just steam it for a second. Put the lid on it. I love Jawtooth's videos, but I haven't learned anything about cooking from them. So he is awesome. I think he's probably my favorite one. Him and Jason Aslin are both awesome dudes. And the Rambling Railroader is another one. He's out of, I think, Utica. This thing's got to be done. It doesn't take long for this. Oh, geez. That's already starting to stick. All right. Yep. That is steamed. And then we're going to do the next and last ingredient. So the last ingredient is a little bit of pulled pork here. So we're going to grab just a little bit. We don't need much. It's basically just a topping at this point, like a small little handful like that. Maybe a little more. We need a little more than that. Another, about like that. About like that, and then we're going to put a little splash of apple juice in it. I always like to reconstitute my pulled pork with a splash of apple juice. Doesn't take much. About like that. And then what I do is I put the lid back on it. And I already pulled it off the heat. It doesn't even need heat at this point. It'll just sit there and steam for a couple minutes. It'll be done. Here is the moment of truth. So we have our pulled pork in here. And we're going to do it like this. We're going to take the bratwurst. I'm going to take a little bit of this pulled pork. Yeah, pulled pork next. Oops. And put it on that. And then we take the Spam bits. And put those on there. And then right before the last bit of the Spam bits go on here, you probably want to call 911 because you might have a heart attack eating this thing on the before you completely get done with it. And then to top it all off, this is a must, and this is a Cleveland thing. Bertman's mustard. I don't work for Bertman mustard yet, but maybe I will someday. So we're going to put a big giant, I've already shaken it up. We're going to put a big giant, nice big giant stretch of mustard on it. I think that's probably pretty good. About that much. Little mustard on the mac and cheese. Can't go wrong with that. I put Bertman's on everything. So we have a cheddar jalapeno bratwurst with pulled pork and Spam bits with Bertman's ballpark mustard on it. How does it get any better than that? It really doesn't. I don't know. We're gonna find out. The greatest thing about these corporate laptops is they make a nice dinner coaster here in the barcade. So here is the moment of truth. Look at this thing. I think it looks pretty darn incredible. It is a bratwurst, and just a locally made one at that. And it's got pulled pork and Spam and Bertman's mustard on it. So let's try it here. I'm going to pull this plate over here so I don't make a giant mess. Oh my God. And the bun has been steamed. Where has this been all my life? I just came up with this tonight. I don't know. I'm just making weird stuff up for videos, but you definitely can't go wrong with a bratwurst topped with pulled pork. And the only reason I did that was I didn't have enough pulled pork to actually make a full sandwich with. So I'm like, what can I do with this besides throw it out? And then, of course, I always have Spam on hand here, but look at this thing. So ridiculous. I'm actually glad I used the low sodium Spam. I think everything else has enough sodium in it to make up for the 25% loss of sodium in the Spam. Oh man, that's so good. Yep. Well, hey everybody. I enjoyed making this video. I really did. I'm going to keep making some good ones. I have a lot of stupid stuff to say and do, and my life is actually an adventure on some levels, but that man tell, checking out.